Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar video, and this is going to be a big Avatar The Last Airbender Weiss Schwarz trading card game opening. So a big thank you to Bushiroad for sending this stuff out to me to do this opening on the release date of the set. So all this stuff is out basically today, June 16th. That is when all of these products will launch for Avatar Weiss Schwarz. So what we're going to be looking at today is this, which is the Trial Deck Plus, basically the starter set for Avatar. So we'll be opening that. That's what we'll do first. We've also got this item here, which is the supply set, which is kind of like a gift set type thing that has some TCG accessories like a deck box, card sleeves, but also 5 packs and a promo card as well. So that's very, very cool, and we'll take a look at that. And then we have 2 booster boxes. So this is obviously the standard way you get packs of any TCG, and this is the Avatar booster box. So 16 packs in each box, and we have 2 of them here. So hopefully we pull some interesting stuff. Also, I probably should actually show you this. Let me just adjust the camera here to show this a little bit better. But you can see here, they did also send me the Avatar playmat here. So very nice. You can see it has kind of like 5 kind of main characters here: Katara, Zuko, Aang, Toph, and Sokka is hidden here behind some of the stuff. But very nice. Where you get this from, this is a case topper playmat. So the way booster boxes are kind of like distributed, basically what happens is they come in, I think, cases of 18 booster boxes. So every 18 booster boxes has 4 playmats with it, and stores will kind of distribute them whatever way that they want to. Some of these do eventually go up for sale, so like there is a way to get them, but just do keep in mind it's not like the easiest thing to get. But anyway, let's start with the trial deck. So here's what it looks like at the front. As you can see here, there's our kind of Aang and Blue Spirit card at the front here. That's the front of the deck. On the back, it just explains what Weiss Schwarz is, what a Trial Deck Plus actually is. Why it says plus is just that it's slightly different from when they used to just call them trial decks. They're slightly better constructed for play directly out of the box in terms of the ratios of cards that you get. In that there used to be situations where I think you only got 1 copy of a card in a trial deck. Now you either get 2 or 4. And you can obviously play 4 copies of each card. So 2 trial decks will get you a play set of everything. You can see on the back here it explains 2 cards out of the 50 cards in this are shiny cards. So they're the super rares. There may also be a triple rare card or even an exclusive foiled SP card in this thing. So Weiss Schwarz trial decks are interesting in that they do come with the chance to kind of actually like pull something interesting out of them. So that's a kind of like cool kind of factor in this as well, that we actually do have the chance to get something pretty rare out of this. Now, it's a low chance, I would say, ultimately, but we do have the opportunity to maybe get something here. So there we go, got it open, and we'll see what we get. So there it is. That's how it is packaged in a kind of a plastic tray, of course, which you just kind of crack open here. It's on a bit of a kind of hinge type thing here. You get your kind of booklets and stuff like that in terms of like how to play, and also a playmat. So here is the kind of like playmat going on here. There's nothing particularly like Avatar focused about that side of it, but on the other side I believe there is some Avatar stuff. So yeah, it's a bit of a poster actually on one side and so on. So that's kind of cool. It's the playmat image you can sort of see there. And then it also kind of explains to you the deck list and how to play on this side of things if you need some help on that side of things. So that's that. And then you also get your kind of rules kind of kind of fold out kind of thing as well. So if you need to know the absolute basics of the game, you can get it from there. But yeah, let's jump into the cards here. So interesting, Weiss Schwarz, they always kind of package the cards like this, where they just have a sort of plastic kind of like slip kind of like over them. But yeah, let's get into this here. Let me just try and get this so we have a bit of better lighting. Okay, so let's take a look at what we get here in the Avatar trial deck. We'll know if we pulled anything interesting more towards the back, but at the front we have our foil super rare Aang and Zuko Unexpected Cooperation, of course, which is kind of cool. Level 0 goes up to 4,000 power, and you get to kind of do a little bit of a search effect. It's basically how you get the marker underneath it from the top of your deck. So it's kind of nice. 4,000 power on a level 0 is actually quite nice. And so there's the kind of special art of it. Here's our other SR. And again, you're going to get these two in foil in every single copy of this deck. There's no extra pulls on this. So also Aang, the boy trapped in ice, also comes in this. This one's very nice foiling because it's a lighter color in the background. So that's pretty nice. And again, level 0 Aang, 2,000 power. Other characters get plus 1,000 power. And you can search your deck, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand for pay 1 stock and discard a card. So again, some of these cards you're going to see here in the trial deck are a little bit underpowered compared to the cards in the booster set, but there'll be a handful of cards you definitely want to consider playing. So then we have multiple copies here. So this is Zuko Trapped in a Cave, which is a bond card with the card Aang Trapped in Ice. So there's 2 copies of that. Here's the other copy of Aang and Zuko Unexpected Cooperation. So you can see here, same card, different art. So obviously if you want full copies of this, you're going to need to get a few trial decks. So do keep that in mind. But there's the normal art version of that. Here's the card that goes with the Zuko, Aang Trapped in a Cave. Again, this feels very much like a trial deck, little kind of mini combo, just kind of gives you extra power. Nothing too fancy going on there, but interesting enough. Here is Zuko Agni Kai, which I believe this is one of the cards that can come as a foil, like we can get a pull on this one. So there is that. So that's why you can see there's only kind of like 1 copy on its own over here. Then we have a level 1 Iroh Stern Warning. So that's pretty nice. Iroh Fatherly Figure, we get 2 copies of that. Admiral Zhao Killing the Moon Spirit. So you can see here there's a bit of a weird kind of thing with the trial deck where it's a blue and yellow deck, but they sort of are willing to put characters who will typically be in other colors into like different colors just to make it sort of fit here in the trial deck. Whereas typically like Zuko, Iroh, Zhao, they'd be red characters in the actual set, but they're putting it in yellow here because they of course want this deck to be more of a Aang for yellow, blue for water tribe style deck. Here's our first climax card here. So you can see here we got Stuck in a Blizzard. Now I believe this is one of the climax cards that doesn't actually have a climax combo within the deck, but you can see here it does have the kind of wind icon, so you can choose one of your opponent's characters and return it to their hand. So that's kind of interesting. Katara New Necklace here. We get 2 copies of that here. Sokka Ship Steering. This is actually an interesting card to definitely consider for blue, because it's a brainstorm. Flip 5 cards over, but to draw cards. So usually a lot of brainstormers will do a search effect, but this actually just draws, which is I actually think is kind of interesting, makes it unique, especially with the fact that you flip 5. Most brainstorms flip 4. Katara and Sokka Siblings. So this is the card that actually combos with like the power card of this deck, the level 3 Aang, where you actually have the ability to kind of exchange this. If your level is 2 or higher, basically if you have the Aang, which is level 3, swap it for this by using the effect. So you get to early play that Aang, which I think is kind of cool. Here is the normal version of Aang, the boy trapped in ice. So that's kind of cool. And again, we get 3 copies of that. UA Moon Spirit. I think this is actually going to be a somewhat usable card from the trial deck here, so pretty interesting stuff. Increases your soul here when you play a climax card, and it's a power boost for blue, which is kind of nice. So there's that. Here's a vanilla Jet and Freedom Fighter. So if you're trying to upgrade the trial deck, this is probably going to be one of the cards that you exchange out, because you know it's got good power because it's a vanilla, but it doesn't have an effect, of course. Sokka First Love, level 2, of course, for that one. And again, you can see here, in terms of our theming here, we're sort of mostly focused on the finale of Book 1. Otherwise, we are pretty much all in Book 1 here. Here's the kind of finisher card for the deck, which is also the climax combo. So Aang Avatar State, level 3, 2 cost, and on play, you basically search your deck for a character just for free, get it straight to your hand. And then the climax combo with Fury of the Ocean Spirit is that if you have that, and you have 2 other avatar characters, which you should have, deal 1 damage to your opponent, and you get plus 1000 power. So like it's a way, obviously, to deal damage before your attack. So you can force your opponent to have to kind of cancel that damage. It does only 1 extra damage, and then plus 1000. It doesn't seem like the most powerful finisher, but again, you can get it out early with the Katara and Sokka card that we showed off earlier. So there's 1 copy of that. That's the one that has the chance to come as an SP. This has a SP chance. This has a chance to come as a triple rare, Katara Protecting Aang. And this is an interesting card because it's on play heal, so you heal 1. But then it also has this interesting effect that, like, when your opponent attacks, you can exchange the position of this card with another character on the field to obviously protect them in some way. I wonder how usable that's actually going to be. Here's an event card, Katara's Necklace, which there doesn't seem to be a ton of events in the Avatar set, so this one from the trial deck is maybe worth considering for sure. Then we have, here's the climax combo climax card here, Fury of the Ocean Spirit, which has a chance to come as a triple rare. So this is a what do you call this? Is a gate or pants climax, where it's when this triggers, you may choose a climax in your waiting room and return it to your hand, which is actually one of the better kind of climax kind of card symbols, because it's a way to kind of search out the climax cards to get your combos going. So let's see, we get 3 copies of that, and then 1 of them will be at the back. So yeah, here are the cards that have a chance to come as foil. So as you can see here, we didn't pull a foil copy of Zuko Agni Kai, so that's just a normal copy. We didn't pull a foil copy of this, so that's there. We didn't pull a full copy of Aang Avatar State, and oh, we actually got something. So here we go. So you can see there, we got this level 3 Aang, but we got the triple rare Katara Protecting Aang. So let me just go scroll back here a little bit to find the other copy. So yeah, there is the normal version of this, and here is the foiled version of this. So let me take a look at this up close. Very nice. It's obviously a promo piece of art of Katara. There's a nice swirl kind of pattern here. It's very shiny. And then there's a little bit of a raised texture feel to it. You can maybe get a sense of that there. But yeah, same card, higher rarity, and we pulled it from the deck. Otherwise, we would have just got another copy of this. So it's not the best one in the set, I would say. I'd probably say the ideal ones, obviously, are, of course, if you pull the SP Aang, that would have been amazing. Or I'd probably say the foil version of the Climax card is definitely one worth getting. But, you know, this is very cool that we actually pulled something like immediately out of the trial deck. So, very interesting trial deck. I'm interested to see how it actually kind of like plays in practice and like with a little bit of an upgrade. Because with the way the set is, it kind of feels a little bit like yellow feels like a support color that you wouldn't necessarily play on its own. So you have to, it feels like you have to play yellow either with all 3 colors or at least with another color. So I'm very intrigued to see how it actually ends up playing out. But there's a couple of interesting cards in this set in yellow that are not like Ang, Appa, Momo, that like are worth kind of maybe considering, that kind of add to the yellow theme, that add something a little bit different. Like here's a bit of a power card in yellow and so on. So yeah, let me just clean up here and we'll go into the supply set coming up next. Okay, so I'm back here. So one final note on the trial deck is just that I will be doing some sort of a video that goes over sort of like basically kind of like a how to play Weiss Schwarz using the trial deck. So look out for that video coming at some point going forward. But yeah, beyond that, let's get into, up next, the supply set here. So we'll get our first kind of like random booster packs before we get the more sort of set, because you get a set amount of pulls effectively from a booster box. So this is a little bit kind of actually more random with how this operates. So yeah, I've already explained the general idea of what the supply set is. So we'll just open this up. So plastic packaging here. Here is the deck box, the card sleeves. There's the promo pack. Then we have the 5 standard booster packs. So this is what a pack looks like. Nice navy kind of avatar color scheme, Ang, card ratios, same as on the back of the box. And yeah, they are just 5 packs. We'll see what we get. A little bit of a kind of cardboard insert there, and then interestingly on the bottom of the cardboard insert they say that you should cut out the bottom of this as a card divider, which I think is pretty nice. It's actually like it's relatively thick card, so I probably will actually do that just to have a little bit of a card divider. Sure, you maybe wish that with the deck box they'd included a plastic one of these, but it's just nice that they actually just printed it like that as well, just a little bit of an extra feature. But anyway, let's get all that out of the way, and we'll take a look at what we have here. So card sleeves. For anyone wondering, this game is the same size as Pokemon cards, Magic cards, so it's standard size card sleeves here. Basically just avoid the Yu-Gi-Oh! / Card Fight Vanguard size card sleeves and you're good. So, what are these card sleeves like? So, obviously we have the Cabbage Merchant's Cabbage Cart here in the background, which is kind of nice. Green, kind of glossy kind of feel to the sleeves. Open at the top, of course, and there's a bit of a kind of shiny kind of you know, in the other side of the kind of back is shiny, of course, so just be aware of that. And again, you can use other card sleeves if you want, but it's nice to have kind of avatar style card sleeves there. So we'll just put them to the side there. We can put any good pulls into them. Then we'll open up the deck box, which is I'd say sort of like the main event to a certain extent of the supply set here. So obviously plastic, and you can sort of see there it has the kind of like diagonal kind of bits in the plastic, of course. Cabbage, there's the cabbage cart, which is the same image from the card sleeves just down the corner there, and it's see-through there as well. Another cabbage on that side. Bottom is just sort of licensing text, and then this just opens here, a little bit of kind of velcro fastening there, and yeah, the front here kind of comes down like all the way, and you can see it just kind of folds open. And yeah, there looks like there's well enough space for sleeved cards. So obviously, like I sleeved up the trial deck while I was waiting for my camera to charge again. So this is what a full 50 card sleeved deck looks like in this. So you can see there's more than enough space here. Like you can probably fit like pretty much 2 decks in there if you want to. Obviously, if you double sleeve them, they'll be a little bit thicker there. And then different card sleeves have slightly different thicknesses, but you know, full 50 card deck can definitely go in there, no problem. So that's pretty nice. And you can see there. So yeah, if we turn this around, actually, can you actually see the front card particularly well? So yeah, if you push it up against the back, you can actually like see the card reasonably well. But yeah, definitely a nice deck box there. And that leaves us with our 5 packs and our promo card. So I'll open the promo card first. My understanding of this, oh, it actually tells you on the back here, contains 1 out of 5 types. They're all going to be foil. I think super rare foiling, if I remember correctly. And yeah, these are going to be cards number 101, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So Chibi Ang, Chibi Toph, Chibi Zuko, Chibi Sokka, and Chibi Katara. These cards, at least as of right now, I don't think have been revealed yet. And also, I believe these in non-foil will be the box topper cards in the booster box. So there's multiple different ways to actually get these ones. So let's see what we get here. Trying to not wreck the card here as I open this, especially because there's only 1 card in here. So open it up, and we get Chibi Sokka. So very, very nice here, foiling. And yeah, it seems like it's actually I wouldn't call this super rare foiling, but I actually haven't seen a super rare from the booster box in person yet. Based on the trial deck foiling, this seems like fancier. Would I call this full like triple rare foiling? I'd say probably just about. It doesn't quite have the full kind of swirl effect, but it's nicer than usual. I don't remember having ever seen this particular piece of Chibi Sokka art either, so I think that might be new. So yeah, this card's completely new to me. So it's a level 1, it's in blue, 1 cost. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, this card gets 1,500 power until end of turn. Okay, so 7,500 at level 1 is actually pretty good. It does cost 1 though, so that's kind of part of that. And in auto, when this card is placed on the stage from your hand, if you have 4 or more other characters, you may choose a character in your waiting room, put it into your stock. Okay, so if this is if this fills your field, basically, if this is the card that goes on the field, you have a full other field, you get to put something from your waiting room into your stock, so you basically gain like an energy. That seems actually decent if you need that. If you need more kind of acceleration, kind of like that in blue, that seems actually like relatively decent. So that is a foil, so let's put it in the card sleeve here. So, pretty nice there, Chibi Sokka promo, and that is card number 104. So obviously the Katara is the 5, Aang's first, then Toph, then Zuko. So that's pretty cool. And obviously in the booster boxes we'll have a chance to get 2 of them in non-foil, and I actually have bought a decent amount of product for this as well, which will arrive later. So I think I have 2 other supply sets on the way, so I'll have another chance to get some foil cards there. But yeah, let's jump into these packs while we're here. Again, 9 cards per pack. Every pack comes with a rare. I think it's, what is it? You get a rare, you get a climax card in every pack. If you pull a higher rarity card, it will replace one of the uncommons. So a rare is always in every pack. And then I think the breakdown is like, what is it, 3 uncommons and the rest are commons? Let's see when we get into it though. So yeah, first Avatar pack, very, very nice. So let's see what we get here. And again, I would say about a third of the set has not been revealed yet. But anyway, we have seen this card before. Sokka Fire Nation Disguise. Quite a high-powered level 0 at 3,500. This is why it has the downside that your opponent actually gets Encore 2, when usually it's Encore 3 is the default for characters, and has an interesting little bit of a protection effect. May Betrayal. This is part of the kind of May combo that works with the Azula card, and the Ty Lee kind of comes into play a little bit there as well. Oh, here's a new card. I haven't seen this one before. Boomy, first Boomy card I've seen. When this card becomes reversed in battle, you can choose one card in your opponent's clock, put it into their waiting room, and then top card. So it exchanges a card in their clock, which could be interesting for disruption. Also, when it's reversed, when this becomes reversed, when you reverse your opponent's card in battle, and it's level 0 or lower, you may put the top card of your opponent's clock into their waiting room. And if you do, put that card into... So clock manipulation for Boomy there. Haven't seen this Toph either. Toph Melon Lord. So level 3, a common. So when this card placed in stage from hand, pay the cost. If you do, your opponent puts all of their stock into their waiting room, and then puts the same number of cards from the top of your deck into stock. Okay, so there's your kind of like... change what cards are actually in their stock, which is interesting. When this card direct attacks, you may choose one World of Avatar character in your waiting room and put it into your stock. So for a common, that seems pretty good. Double rare. Okay, so we get a double rare in the 5 random packs here. This is the card that's number 001, first card in the set, double rare Aang. 0/0. When it attacks, if all your other characters are World of Avatar, which they will be, choose one of your characters and it gets plus 2,000 power until the end of turn, which is like, you know, okay. At level 0 it's good, but otherwise not great. When your other World of Avatar characters is frontal attacked, you may pay the cost, which is 1 stock, and put this card into your waiting room. Return that card to the hand. So it's got a protection effect, but it's... For a double rare, it feels like this should be doing maybe a little bit more, because like a lot of the stuff in yellow evolves around like battle protection and protecting your characters. Here's an uncommon Iroh Order of the White Lotus. Uncommon Line Turtle. Okay, so I haven't seen this card before. Uncommon, level 0. All your characters get 500 power. And then at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, move this card to an open position on the back stage. And it costs 1. My slight question with this card is, why would you be playing this in the front stage, given the power it has? 500 on a level 0 isn't great. And it's all your other characters. So it's a backstage card anyway. So why are you doing that? To protect it? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing the point of that one a little bit. And for the card that is Line Turtle, I kind of want that to be a little bit more. Here's our rare. So you can see the kind of slight foiling pattern to that. Nothing too much. 0/0. Zuko and Iroh Forgiveness. Auto. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, pay the cost. If you do, choose a World of Avatar character in your waiting room, return it to your hand, and choose one of your other characters, and that character gets 1,000 power. And it's 1 stock, discard a card. And then also, when damage dealt by this card is cancelled, you may return this card to your hand. Okay, so it protects itself, and then you get a card from your waiting room and give it a little bit of power. Still, it has that double cost of like a stock and discard a card, but seems pretty good. And then we have Invention of Metal Bending as a climax common. So this works with obviously the Toph cards, of course. So there's that. Now, second pack here. Jet Manipulated. So this is a new card. I haven't seen this one before. During this card's battle, all players cannot play backups from their hands. Okay, it's a level 2, 7,500. It's a common. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, it gets plus X power, where X is equal to the number of World of Avatar characters you have, times 1,000. So this can get pretty high, 11,500. So, I don't know, that seems decent overall, I would say. Ember Island players, melodramatic. Of course, this was revealed in a recent blog post. All those Ember Island players cards work together. Momo Winged Lemur in yellow as a common. Zuko Awkward Greeting. I don't think I've seen this card before. If you do not have another character, this card gets 1 level and 1,500 power. When it's placed on stage from your hand, if your opponent's waiting room has 5 or more climax cards, rest this card. Okay, so I guess it's because it's 3,000 power. It has a little bit of a downside to it, because it comes on the board and goes straight up to 4,500 power. I guess that's kind of what the idea is there. Also haven't seen this one before. Aang Attacking with Water. When it's card placed on stage from your hand, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. If the total number of colors... Okay, so it's an avatar card here. colors among them is 3 or more. Choose one card from among them, put it into your hand. Put the rest into your waiting room. I still want to see if this deck actually comes together, the multicolor Ang deck. When it's placed on stage from hand, choose the bottom card of your clock and one of your World of Avatar characters in your waiting room and exchange them. Okay, clock exchange is pretty decent. Okay, uncommon Long Feng. Is this the Judy payoff? Because Judy, you can play as many of them as you want. It gets 2,000 power for each marker underneath the card. It is a level 2 cost, so this should be pretty good. Only 5,000 power, so we're expecting something big here. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, choose up to 3 Judys in your waiting room and put them face down underneath this card as marker. Okay, so okay, it's a way to get an 11,000 on the board, and because you can theoretically play tons of Judys, is it a good enough payoff? I don't know. It seems okay though. As a bit of a gimmick deck, I almost want to see if that could work properly at level 2. Ang Protecting Bossing Say. Also haven't seen this one. Another World of Avatar character gets plus 3,000 power at level 0. Okay. When battle opponent becomes reversed, you may put the top card of your opponent's clock into the waiting room. If you do, put that character into your opponent's clock. Okay. Seems good. Rare Katara Vengeful. This is the backup that fully eliminates the opponent's character into memory. So that's pretty good as a rare. And then we get Failure to Protect. Climax common for Toph. So again, Toph has 3 climax cards, so the Toph deck looks very focused and pretty good. But we'll move on to pack number 3 here. So Iroh Leaves from the Vine. I think we've seen this card before. Pretty good in red. Appa Ready to Fight. Again, another kind of protection card, which I think is kind of interesting. Katara Fire Nation Disguise was also revealed somewhat recently. Aang Building a Zoo, this is new. Another green Aang card. This ability activates up to 1 time per turn. When you use an activate ability, this card gains 1,500 power, and the ability, which is, when this card attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's level 1 or higher, put it into your stock. Okay. This was just actually revealed today, I believe. Zinfu Master Yu Trapped by Metal. And it works with the Toph metal bending cards, which is pretty nice. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I think I was waiting for something like this. Aang learning the Avatar state. So this is a pretty long effect here. It's a level 2, 1,000 power. So what's going on here? If your climax area has a climax with the switch or choice in its trigger icon, this card in all of your zones gets choice in the trigger icon. If there's a climax with gold in its trigger icon, this card gets gold in its trigger icon. Okay, if it's standby, it gets standby. If it's the gate or whatever, it gets that. Okay, so this is the card to, I suppose, make your deck work effectively with the other ones, where typically you want to use the icon that's associated with the different colors. So it turns this card kind of into that in all areas. So when you flip this over, it's kind of like a double kind of pip card. That's interesting. And then it gets Alarm. If this card is the top card of your clock and you have 4 or more World of Avatar characters, at the beginning of your climax phase, you may put the top card of your deck into your stock. That's an interesting one. Kind of a lot going on there. There's no War Embossing Say. It's a 4-cost event. I wonder, is this one actually worth it? Because you have to discard a climax card, but then you can just return one of your opponent's cards back to their hand, which is pretty good. We got our rare here is Toph High Society, which is a pretty good, decent Toph. And then we get the climax common Space Sword for Sokka, which is quite good. Pack number 3. There we go, bit of trouble opening that pack, but let's see what we get here. So Aang Wavering Confidence, so Aang in red there. Katara Playing with Water, which is, again, I think this one's pretty good. It works with the Healing Lessons event, which we haven't seen yet. Ko the Face Stealer is it's a brainstormer that searches, but for every search you have to discard a card as well. Which, you know, I think it's pretty usable. There's Emerald Players, the Toph, Actor Toph. Okay, here's an interesting one. This is a event for yellow and consulting his past selves. So it's a level 1 event, 1 cost. If you do not have a character with Aang in its card name, this card can't be played from your hand. Okay, makes sense. You need Aang. Look at up to the top 4 cards of your deck. Choose a World of Avatar character among them, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand, rest into your waiting room, and then put this card into your memory. And then it's continuous memory. If this card is in your memory, your climax can be played from your hand without fulfilling color requirements. And all of your World of Avatar characters in your hand get the following ability. This card can be played from your hand without fulfilling color requirements. So there we go. There's the card that breaks the color requirement stuff for the Aang deck. So it involves playing this. You probably want to play 4 copies of this, put it into your memory. And so it allows you to play all the different color climax cards, I guess, which is fine. Climax could put in hand. All of your World of Avatar characters in your hand get the ability that you don't need color requirements. Okay, so that opens the door to, like, if you can consistently get this, you can play the quarter of your deck as each color. Interesting. Level 1 Twee and Law event card. So for 2 cost, when you play it on stage from hand, return all cards from your waiting room to your deck and shuffle your deck. Okay, so that's a way to say if basically the idea of this is like if most of your climax cards are in your waiting room and you need them back in your deck, this is the way to get them back into your deck like immediately. Especially if like you happen to like somewhat early in the game like use a lot of your climax cards, it's a way to get it back into play. Interesting. Uncommon Azula, Sinister Scheme. Level 2, 2 cost, 2 soul as well. If all your characters World of Avatar, this gets plus 500 power, and Encore, discard a card from your hand. Okay, so that's good. When it gets reversed, pretty easy cost to fulfill, and 500 power. Decent. And then also, when it attacks, you may pay the cost, which is put a character from the stage into the waiting room, so basically kind of kill one of your guys, and then reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is level 1 or higher, put it into your hand. Okay, so you get rid of one of your cards, attack, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a high level card, put it into your hand. Okay, so it sort of replaces itself. That seems decent. And then what do we get here? Rare, May Moody. Okay, so we got the May card, which again I think is pretty good. And then we got this is probably one of the only events I haven't seen yet, which is Falling Out, which is for Red, May, and Ty Lee. All of your characters get plus 1000 power, plus 1 soul, and it has the gate trigger icon, which gets a character from the waiting room. So that's different than most of the red climaxes in the set, which are standby, which I think is what people are pretty hyped for. But I like that there's another one to do something different. So I don't think we've seen the card that climax combos with that one. So I'm guessing that is a May or a Ty Lee, or potentially May and Ty Lee for that one. And then final pack from the supply set, but again we still have 2 booster boxes to go. Ko the Face Stealer, we've seen that before. Here's the Judy. This is actually the C, 4he C. There are 3 different arts for Judy, which should be all the same rarity effectively. And again, you can put any number of this card in your deck. So that works with the Long Feng, which we saw earlier on. Actor Aang. Appa Lost. This is one of the cards actually I got to reveal, which is kind of exciting to see it in the pack. Katara High Society, because I think we saw the Toph High Society already as well. Healing Lessons, which works with the Katara that we saw earlier on. Here's a Suki Coming to the Rescue, which is a bond card with Sokka, Warrior of the Southern Water Tribe, which is a double rare Sokka. So it's interesting that they kind of want you to use the Suki stuff with the Sokka, kind of green-blue. But there's not too many Suki cards, so I wonder, like, are we going to see some different Sukis? Rare Toph Metal Bending, so that is going to climax combo with Invention of Metal Bending. This is a pretty good card, 3/2 Toph. There's a bit of a choice effect here to get card advantage or do damage to your opponent. And then also a defensive kind of ability to kind of stack your deck more effectively as well. So very interesting stuff, I think, with that with the Toph there. So there's that, and then we also have Spirit Water as our climax card as well. So taking a quick look through these, what do we get here? Climax, four climax commons, one climax rare, and then I'm pretty sure we just got the one double rare in like the second pack, which was the Aang, or the first pack actually, wasn't it? We got the Aang. So yeah, one double rare from that, which I think is about right. That feels right with the ratios that you usually get, where like roughly every 4 or 5 packs you should be seeing a double rare. So we didn't get anything like super fancy, but at least we got a double rare from the supply set there. So that is pretty nice. And again, we'll just put the double rare in the card sleeve there. And yeah, we got to see quite a lot of different kind of cards here overall. So again, let me just clean up some of the packaging here from the supply set, and we'll get into the first booster box. Okay, so let's get into booster box number 1. So of course we have the kind of navy kind of like front here to the box. It is an English edition original set, in that I don't think it's going to be released in Japanese, which is interesting. And then information on the back. Probably should have went over this before we opened up the packs, but there is the kind of breakdown, where of course there are 100 normal cards, with of course the idea being that like we're going to get a rare in every pack, 16 packs in a box. And I think it always works out where you get 16 individual rares. So we'll get 16 out of 22 from this box. We're going to get 6 pulls from this box, more than likely. I don't know the exact breakdown for Avatar. But we'll get either 4 or 5 double rares and either 1 or 2 parallels, with the idea being that we'll only ever get 6 pulls for the most part. As super rares are obviously going to be the one we most likely will get. Slightly, you know, a chance for a triple rare, but the SEC, the secret rares, the special rares, the SP, and the Avatar rares are going to be pretty difficult to pull. I actually don't really know what the ratio is on Avatar rares, but for other equivalent rarities from other sets, it is somewhat difficult as far as I'm aware. So let's open up the box here and we'll see where we go. So take off the plastic here. Oh, we also have the box topper. Don't forget that as well. So let's open this one up kind of properly here. Really nice. So we'll just open it up like so. Straight away you can see box topper promo. So we get the Chibi Katara. As expected, like the supply set, those cards, this is the non-foil version of the supply set cards. So this is 105 for Chibi Katara, and we'll go over that in just a second. But let me just open up the box sort of properly here. So there we go, set up like pretty much I suppose it would be if a store actually sells them in this way. And I believe we do have 16 pack. So let's see here, 8 on this side and there'll be 8 on the other. So we'll do this left side here first, then we'll switch over to the right and we'll see what we get. Again, we're going into this where we have from the supply set 1 double rare already, and we're going to get either 4 or 5 of them here. There are 10 double rares in total, so we have a chance to maybe see all of them across all of these packs. But let's see where we are. So Aang, Firebending Misfire, common. Ooh, Monkeyatsu gets a card here. Haven't seen this one before. So it's a common auto memory. If this card's in your memory at the beginning of your climax phase, choose one of your characters with Aang in its card name, and that character gets 500 power. Not great. Choose one Aang missing companion or Aang avatar state in your waiting room and return it to your hand. And that is pay 1 and put this card that is like unrested, is active basically, into your memory. That's better. That's definitely better, where like that effect to get the Aang out of the waiting room is a lot better than the power bonus. So the power is actually just a bonus thing. Here's the actor Sokka card, Hama Bloodbending. It's a level 2 card in blue. A double rare here straight away. We lead off with a double rare here with a Toph Wanted here. So this is a level 0 double rare to Brainstorm. So you get this first ability here, which activates one time a turn. When you use an activate ability, look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top or bottom of your deck. So there seems to be a little bit of kind of like flavor for Toph with the seismic sense of being able to do a little bit of kind of like deck prediction and stacking your deck in the right way. And then one stock rest the card. Flip 4 cards from the top of your deck into the waiting room. For each climax, we get to choose a card from the waiting room, return it to your hand. So it's for each climax revealed, you get a card out of the waiting room, which is pretty good. I say search from deck is probably the best Brainstorm, but this is pretty close in my mind. So that's very good there as a double rare pull. Okay, interesting. Red event card. It's level 3, 2 cost, and you can play it during your opponent's turn. And you can't play it if you don't have an Iroh card. Put the top 5 cards of your deck into your waiting room. Deal X damage to your opponent, where X is equal to the number of soul trigger icons of those cards. And this can be cancelled. So that seems pretty good. Some of the high-end red stuff does seem quite aggressive, and so this seems like a decent event. It's weird, the theming of it, like T Wisdom, and it's like a card that just straight up does damage, but interesting. Suki coming to the rescue. We've seen this before. Here's our rare. Okay, cool. This is one I wanted. So it's the Zuko and Aang Dancing Dragon card, which seems really good. There's so many good level 3s in the in red. There's so many options. There's Zuko, Iroh, Azula, and then there's the Zuko and Aang card. And then we get Toph Failure to Protect. So I think we've actually seen all of the Toph cards now. Oh no, I think this is the second time we've got this one. We haven't seen the Skillful Display one yet. So pack number 2, let's go and see what we get. So let me just try and organize these a little bit better here. Sorry, yeah, there. Okay. So actor Aang, Appa Lost, High Society Katara, Aang Consulting Past Selves. Uncommon Toph Sleep Deprived. 1 times per turn. When you use an act ability, it gets plus power, world... okay, that seems decent. It can increase its power. And if when this card attacks, if the character facing this card is level 2, this card gets 6,000 power. That seems kind of crazy. So you can really take something out with this card. Green seems to have all the answers, honestly. Okay, Zuko redirecting lightning. I wonder what this is going to be. So it's a backup, level 2, 3,000 power. When you use the backup, put the bottom X cards of your opponent's deck into their waiting room. X is equal to the number of World of Avatar characters you have. So you do this, and what? You can basically, theoretically, get rid of the bottom 5 cards of your opponent's deck. Interesting, for sure. Rare Azula Talented Sister. I also haven't seen this card. So this is level 1. If you have 2 or more World of Avatar characters, this card gets 2,000 power. Okay, so it's level 1, goes up to 6,000. Climax combo with Falling Out, which I actually got in the supply set. If it's in the climax area when it attacks, and you have 2 or more characters, which you should have, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Your opponent chooses 1 event or character among them to add to your hand. You then choose up to 1 of the reveal cards, except the card put into your hand, and put it on top of your deck and put the rest into your waiting room. Wait, what's going on here? Your opponent chooses 1, you add to your hand. You choose 1 to put on top of your deck, and then the other 1 goes away. Okay, I think I get that. Interesting. Again, it works with it seems like you can do an Azula deck. Seems like there's enough theming within the deck to have space for the 5 main Team Avatar members, and then Azula seems to be like the 6th character. There's actually enough to build a full deck around. Iroh perhaps. So we get Climax Rare here, Colors of Fire, and also another Sokka Space Sword there. And we move on. So we got Actor Toph once again, Hama, Melon Lord Toph, Ko the Face Stealer, Judy. So this is the second time we've got this common art. We got one in the supply set. Uncommon Tylee Betrayal. Okay. Uncommon Daily Agent. So we haven't seen this one before. So I assume this will work with Judy and Long Feng. If your stock has 2 or less cards, this card gets a level and 1,000 power. Okay. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, or put into your waiting room from the stage, look at the top card of your deck and put it on top of your deck, or into your waiting room. Okay. That actually seems like it's probably a decent level 0 in the Toph deck, honestly. Toph and Aang Earthbending Lessons. So we've seen this before. It's nice. And then we do get the Falling Out here. So that's nice. To go with that Azula that we got a pack or 2 ago. Next pack. Aang Attacking with Water. Aang Wavering Confidence. Katara Playing with Water. Ko the Face Stealer. Okay, Lord Ozai, Fire Lord Ozai. Level 1. All your characters get the following ability. This card cannot side attack. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, put the top card of your deck into your waiting room. If it's level 0 or lower, choose one cost 0 or lower character in your opponent's center stage and put it into their waiting room. Okay. So if you have a low level card, you get to take a cost 0 card in your opponent's field and just get rid of it. Fitting for Ozai. I wonder how easy that is to actually get off in the game. Aang, the Importance of Forgiveness. So this is a new Aang. I haven't seen this one before. Level 3. Okay, so if you want to do yellow, let's see how good this is. If your waiting room has 2 or less climax cards, this card gets -1 level while in your hand. Okay, so it's an early play. This card gets 500 power for each other World of Avatar character in your backstage. So realistically, it's always going to be 10.5k. When it's placed on stage from your hand, look at up to X cards from the top of your deck. Choose one card from among them, put it into your hand, and put the rest into your waiting room. X is equal to the number of World of Avatar characters you have. So most of the time, that's probably going to be 5 or close to 5, and it's a straight up search. So, you know, that seems decent. Nothing crazy. It doesn't seem to necessarily fully thematically work with everything else. There's no war embossing, say. Event, we've seen that one before. Toph stopping the library from sinking. Level 0, and this is the climax combo with Failure to Protect. And then we also have Reunion with the Group, which again this is a climax card. I actually got to reveal this one from the set, so that's kind of cool. And then I think the Failure to Protect, I have that here. So this is the climax combo, this with this. So very cool there. Just seeing in physical some of these cards, actually, like the combos in hand is kind of nice. But we'll move on. So, next pack. Sokka, Actor, Momo, Loneliness, Aang, Firebending Misfire, Gyatso. There's, T-Wisdom. So there's an alternate art for T-Wisdom. This is 73B. Okay, so we've seen the other art for this, and now we have this one. Nice. Long Feng, which I'm kind of interested to see if that card works particularly well. Healing Lessons Event. Tylee Popular in Rare. Of course, they were going to do this scene, of course, but it's actually, I think, a pretty good card. It works with the double rare Azula and another Failure to Protect climax card. So we've seen one pull so far, so there's still quite a bit to go, but we will make progress. Okay, Aang and Katara expressing affection. Combos with the climax card Struck Down, which I don't think I've got yet. Actor Zuko. There's the B, 40B Judy art. We don't have the A so far. Momo Winged Lemur. Oh, Toph Childhood. Okay, nice. Toph with the Badger Moles. Let's see how this one goes. When your character's trigger check reveals a climax with the gold bar in its trigger icon, you can pay the cost, which is a card from hand to the waiting room, so discard a card. If you do, choose a card in your clock, return it to your hand, and put the top card of your deck into your clock. Okay, that's pretty nice. It gets a card out of your clock if you need to get it. And then you can rest this card, choose up to 2 of your characters, and they get 500 power. Until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it does power them up, not just during your turn, also during your opponent's. So again, green is looking pretty nice, I think, overall. Aang, Protecting Bossing Say. Azula, Sinister Scheme. Toph, Metal Bending. So I think we got this into supply set, so it's my second copy of this one. And then Falling Out again. Okay. So this is pack number 7 from the box here. So we'll see what happens here. So, Appa Lost, Aang building a zoo, Aang attacking with water, Sokka Fire Nation Disguise, Zuko Awkward Greeting, Aang Missing Companion. I got to reveal this card as well. This is the climax combo I got to reveal. That's nice. Tui and Law there. May Moody, so we pulled that earlier on from the supply set. And ooh, Energy Bending, very nice. Climax Rare. So this is the one that works with the double rare Aang, which is the kind of big fancy card that's meant to be the big Aang that does the crazy stuff if you get all the colors. I think it's like 4 off the top of your deck, and if you get all the colors, like it's a pretty powerful card. But interesting to see if that deck is really going to work. I've seen definitely a few more cards that reference the colors, but I'm still not fully sold on it just yet. So Actor Zuko. Okay, here's the Judy A card with the original Judy that we saw in the show. Playing with Water, Jet Manipulated, Line Turtle card, which I still maintain is a bit of a weird card. I don't think it's that great. Daily Agents. Oh, yep, I got to reveal this one as well. So it's a nice event for Yellow. Zuko and Iroh Forgiveness. We got this earlier on. And Reunion with the Group. Okay, so still only the one pull, so I guess this next side of the pack is going to have to be loaded. Pretty much, because, yeah, 8 packs, and we're expecting 5 more pulls. So, hopefully that actually delivers, but we'll see what happens here. Actor Toph, Iroh Leaves from the Vine, Appa Ready to Fight, Katara Fire Nation Disguise, Aang Building a Zoo, Aang Learning Avatar State, Zuko Near the Campfire. I haven't seen this card. If you have another World of Avatar character, this card gets 1,500 power and the following abilities. When it attacks, pay the cost 1 stock. If you do, perform 2 trigger checks. And Encore for discarding a character. So that's pretty good. When this card's trigger check reveals a card with a soul icon, it gets 1,000 power. And obviously, if this is all working together, you have 2 chances to get that. So that seems pretty good. Rare. Oh, I haven't seen this one before either. Rare Zuko T Server. When this card is placed on stage from the hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card. And that's discard a card to draw a card. Okay. When damage dealt by this card is cancelled, you may put this card into your stock. Okay. Pretty nice. And then Frozen in Action. So this is card number 100. So this is technically the final normal card in the set. And obviously it's depicting Katara versus Azula there. So that's pretty nice. And it's the climax card from Waiting Room symbol, of course. Okay, so still no additional double rare. So let's see how long we're going to be left waiting here to get some more higher level cards. Katara Fire Nation Disguise. Aang. Completely ruined that, but anyway. Melodramatic. Super Rare Zuko T Server. Okay, so that's the card we actually literally just got in the previous pack. So there you can see the normal rarity version versus the new version, which has the more up-to-date Zuko art. That's only been, I think this art's only just been revealed in the last couple of months or so. So that's very nice. And yeah, it is a very nice kind of textured foiling kind of pattern there on that. So super nice to see that. We got Yip Yip event, Appa Flying Bison event, Katara Vengeful, which we have got already, and the Space Sword. Okay, next. Okay, so there's one pull. I don't think that rules out the fact that we could get another parallel, but we'll see what we do. So, Jet Manipulated, Actress Katara, Momo, Zuko Awkward Greeting. Okay, there we go. Double Rare, Aang Master of All Elements. So this is the one that works with the energy bending Climax card. This is the kind of big one. So it's a on play heal, top card of clock into waiting room, and then the cost. It's a on attack Climax combo. You pay the cost, which is 1 stock and 1 discarded card, and then it's based on how many colors you flip over. So if it's 2, choose up to 2 cards in your opponent's waiting room, return them to the deck, and your opponent shuffles their deck. 3, deal 3 damage to your opponent, and 4, put the top card of your opponent's deck into their clock. And it stacks, of course. If you get 4, you get the 2, 3, and 4 effect. I just wonder how regularly this is going to go off. There is a Katara card that alters this ability to be flip 5 cards. So that's good. And there's a few other cards that seem to work with this as well to make it work a bit more easier. So nice to have that, because I think it feels like a bit of a gimmicky deck, but it's one I want to kind of try out. Toph Prankster, Zinfu Master Yu, rare Sokka Cactus Juice. So I haven't seen this one before. It's a level 2, 1 cost experience. If the total level of cards in your level is 5 or higher, this card gets 500 power and encore discard a card, a character. When it attacks, if it's facing a card with let's level 3 or higher, it gets 6,000 power. That's interesting. So it's like a level 3 kind of killer card here. That's kind of nice. And then we have Invention of Metal Bending as well. So there's that. And again, so that's still just 3 pulls. We're still expecting 3 more as we go forward. So we have here Katara Playing with Water, Jet Manipulated, Katara High Society, May Betrayal. Okay, double rare Zuko Crossroads, which is a pretty decent card, I think. You know, when this card is placed on stage from hand, you may put the top card of your deck into your waiting room. If it's an avatar character, it gets 2,000 power. Also, when it's placed on stage from hand, pay the cost, which is a stock. Look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose 1 card, put it into your clock, and the rest into your waiting room. If you did put 1 into your clock, so give yourself 1 damage, you can choose a character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. So that seems pretty good. You have to give yourself a damage, but early on you don't mind doing that at all. And in fact, in early turns, you want to do that probably as soon as possible to get into level 1. So again, it seems like a very useful tool for red. Iroh, Line Turtle, rare Sokka offering different perspectives. So this seems like a pretty hyped card that people are quite excited for. I think that one's going to be very useful. And another Frozen in Action Climax card. So we're getting there now. 4 out of 6 pulls for the most part. And we have, what, 3 or 4 packs to go? Okay. Aang Katara, Boomy, An Old Friend, Aang Wavering Confidence, Appa Ready to Fight, double rare Katara Desire to Help. So this was actually the first ever like avatar card with an effect revealed. This is also the SP. I think this one is the one that's the Katara SP as well. So if you have 4 or more World of Avatar characters, this card gets -1 level. So it's an early play just by having cards in the field, which seems very easy to do. When it's placed on stage from your hand and you have another World of Avatar character, it gets the following ability. During your opponent's turn, this gets 4,000 power. So it gets pretty big during your opponent's turn only. So it's kind of defensive. When it's placed on the stage from your hand, pay the cost. And if you do, put the top card of your clock into your stock. So you have to discard a card, but it's a heal to gain an energy. So it's the improved kind of healing effect. So that is good. So that's 4 double rares, 1 super rare. So I think we've got 1 more pull, and we'll see if it's a parallel or just another double rare. Appa Momo Samurai Battle, Sokka Warm Welcome, rare Toph High Society, and then another Invention of Metal Bending. Okay, so 3 packs to go. Okay, Sokka Fire Nation Disguise, May Betrayal, Boomy, Toph Melon Lord, Momo Loneliness, Iroh Buffed, Iroh Order of the White Lotus, rare Katara Quick Thinker. So I haven't seen the normal art of this. I think this comes as an avatar rare, but yeah, this is the one that works with the avatar, like Aang, Master of All Elements. So it's level 0, 500 power Katara. If you don't have another one of these, the number of cards put from the top of your deck into your waiting room by the climax combo effect of Aang, Master of All Elements gets +1. So like I said before, it goes from flip 4 cards to flip 5 cards, and you're trying to hit all the different colors. So this feels like it's very much needed. Your other World of Avatar characters in the middle position of your center stage gets 1,500 power. So realistically, this is also going to boost the power of that Aang as well. So that's 10,000 up to like, what, 11,500. And also, it is a climax combo itself. So you rest this card. When it's placed on your climax area, you rest the card. If you do, choose a character in your waiting room, put it into your stock. Seems very, very, very good. Just on its own, like even if you ignore the first effect, which only interacts with that Aang, it just seems like a good card in general. But of course, if you play, I suppose, the yellow-blue Aang Katara deck, maybe leaning into a little bit more of the other colors, it seems like something that could actually work reasonably well. And then we get the Climax Rare, Skillful Display, which goes with one of the other Toph cards. So that's kind of nice. And then we are still expecting one more kind of hit. So 2 packs to go. Boomy, Aang Wavering Confidence, Appa Ready to Fight, Actor Zuko, Judy A, Learning Avatar State, No Warren Bossing Say, Suki, Kyoshi Warrior, and Struck Down. So we did get Struck Down. That's good. Unfortunate, like on this card, the spelling error has made it into the final product. It's meant to be Kyoshi, not Kiyoshi. So it just is very clear it is an error. When the card was revealed, everyone pointed it out. You sort of question how it made it into the final product, but it is what it is. Not too bad, but you know, it's nice that Suki gets a rare card. I think that one actually comes as an... It's not an avatar rare. No, it has a super rare that has like art as if it was almost like an avatar rare. It's kind of the way to put it. So this is the final pack. By my count, this should be another pull. But we'll see what happens. Katara High Society, May Betrayal, Actor Sokka, Momo Loneliness. Okay, wow, we got an SP. This is awesome. So glad to get one of these. This looks crazy. We'll quickly go through the rest of the pack and we'll come back to that. So Tylee Betrayal, T-Wisdom. Oh, this also has a third art. T-Wisdom C for Iroh. Katara No Chance Given and Frozen in Action. So we'll cover both of these rare cards here right at the end. So yeah, let's look at the SP. So very nice. Green stamp, very nice. Earth symbol, avatar logo. Again, it's got the kind of raised texture kind of around Toph. What I would say is because the background is sort of dark around Toph, it's maybe not as shiny as you'd maybe expect, but it is really nice. Like clean art of Toph, so really, really kind of perfect there. So let's put this straight into the card sleeve because this is a major kind of pull here straight away. So that goes right there. And then we do have to look at this Katara No Chance Given because I haven't seen this card before. 0/0, 1000 power. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, choose one of your opponent's characters. That character gets the following ability until the end of your opponent's next turn. This card cannot move to another position on the stage. Okay, so it locks one of your opponents in. That's good, because early on, a lot of the level 0 kind of strategy is sort of like effects that sort of like protect some of your best level 0s. And so this actually locking something down is interesting, allows you to really heavily target it. And then when it's placed on stage from your hand, you pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your World of Avatar cards in your waiting room, turn it to your hand. You do have to put a climax card into your waiting room, though. But you know, interesting enough. Especially because in blue, of course, your climax cards, if you get the trigger effect, it allows you to get a climax from the waiting room. I suppose that early on, when you're maybe not going for that, that seems somewhat interesting. So, pretty interesting overall, though, as that is the box. So, what I'm actually going to do here before we go into box 2 is I'm actually just going to take a bit of a break here, clean this up, clean everything up here. I'll organize the cards and I'll show you sort of, I suppose, how much of the set I got from just this one box. So not factoring in what I pulled from the supply set, just this one box on its own, how much of the set I actually completed. Just before we do the sorting on the first box, I realized I completely forgot to come back to the box topper card. So let's quickly cover that. Okay, so obviously we got Chibi Katara. It's a 2/17000. When placed on stage from hand, it gets X power until end of turn. X equal to the number of World of Avatar characters you have times 1,000. So it can go up to 11,000 at level 2, which is pretty good. Then, when this card's level 2 or higher battle opponent becomes reversed, you can pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for a World of Avatar character, reveal it to your opponent, and put it into your hand for 1 cost. Seems interesting, potentially, yeah, usable for sure. So nice to have that. Now, as for the sorting on the set, so basically the way I went through it is just like organized it kind of more or less by rarity. Got every common, makes sense. You know, there's 28 commons, I got them, and you can see here, here's like one of each common. And then here's like the kind of like duplicates. So you can see for the most part, I guess we got at least 2 probably of every single common in the set. 3 of some. I definitely saw a couple of 3-peats there. Uncommons. We did actually get 1 of every uncommon. But there's obviously nowhere near as many duplicates in the uncommons here. There's only like a couple here. And this is where you kind of notice some weird things. Like for instance in blue, there's only like 3 uncommons in blue. I was like, there's no way I have all the uncommons, but I think there is only 3 uncommons in the whole set. So in terms of the really low level stuff, we got everything. So that's nice to know. As we in climax cards, we did actually get all of the climax commons. There's only 6 different ones. I'm pretty sure we got like, is it 2? Did we get 2 of everything? 2 of everything. We actually got 3 of the Katara Frozen in Action ones. In terms of climax rares, though, we only got 4 in the box. They're all different, but there are 6 in the set, so we're missing out on 2. One of them I actually got, the blue one, Spirit Water, I think we got in the supply set. So there's actually only 1 climax card in the whole set that we haven't seen yet. So that's interesting. So we didn't get all the climax cards. And then rares. The above this is where obviously we're not expecting to fill everything out. But we did get 16 different rares, single rares, which makes sense. There was 1 in every pack. Each of them was unique. There's 22 in the set. In the supply set, I actually didn't get any different ones. So I actually have duplicates of 5 of these at the moment. So it means that for the second box, there's still like 6 rares that we haven't seen yet. So that's nice. Also, this super rare is a rare, so we technically got a duplicate of that, even though it's a kind of hollow, of course. This SP, of course, is actually a double rare TOF, so we got that technically. So if you do it that way, there's like 5 kind of double rares here. But realistically, we got these 4 double rares, plus I got 1 in the supply set. There's 10 in the set, so depending on what way you kind of look at that, there's like 5 in unique double rares that we didn't get. So that's a kind of like interesting kind of look at that. But it does mean like if you buy a box, you are getting the majority of the set. Now, if you want to play the game, of course, you do need multiple copies of quite a few cards, including the high rarity stuff. But if you're just out to collect the set, a booster box seems like a reasonable way to collect the majority of the set, and then buy some singles to kind of finish things off, of course. So with that, we'll move into the final booster box, and we'll try and get through this as quick as possible. So here is our second box, and let's just get straight into this one, because we know what we're doing after the first one. We've obviously seen nearly every card now, so we can go through these like relatively quickly, mainly looking for, of course, our pulls and a couple of the cards that we haven't quite seen yet. So yeah, let's just get straight into this. So we got our box topper card here, which is Chibi Zuko, but actually Blue Spirit Zuko. So we'll take a look at that. So yeah, we'll just leave that like so. And yeah, we will actually look at this straight away here. So this is card number 103, level 0 Zuko in red. Placed on stage from hand, if your opponent has one or less characters in their center stage, you may choose a cost 0 or lower character in their center stage and put it into their waiting room. So it's like the Ozai in the set effect, but at a lower level. When it's placed on stage from hand, all players perform the following action. If your memory has 5 or more cards, choose 4 cards from in your memory and put all the cards in your memory except those cards into your waiting room. That is a really awkwardly worded one. So 5 or more cards. Choose 4 cards in your memory. Put all the cards in your memory except those cards into your waiting room. Except those cards. So you choose 4 to keep and you put the last one into your waiting room. Okay, I get it. Took a little bit to get there, but okay, that is that Zuko. And we'll get straight away into the packs. So yeah, obviously we are just pretty much looking for the kind of pulls at this point, so we can really kind of skip through these just to find the rares and so on. Maybe the climax cards as well. So Katara Quick Thinker, so that's our rare. We have seen that one before, as well as Failure to Protect, climax common. Okay, pack number 2. Hama, Judy, Boss Say, Line Turtle, May Moody, so we've seen that one before, and Metal Bending climax combo. Okay. And again, we're looking for duplicates of all these cards. That's no problem. I kind of, realistically, I'm kind of trying to get probably 4 of each individual card so I can make any deck I kind of need to, but let's see how it goes. Next pack here, Yatso, Sleep Deprived, Campfire, Appa, Azula, Talented Sister, so we've seen that one before, and Space Sword, Sokka. Next pack, we have Double Rare Aang, Master of All Elements, so it is the kind of gimmicky deck I kind of want to try, so I don't mind kind of pulling that one here. Zinfu, Katara Vengeful, so we got that one again. I think that's the 3rd copy of that card we've got. And Space Sword. Try to keep everything organized here. Next pack. So, Aang, Gyatso, Emerald Players, Yip Yip, Appa, Katara Experienced Fighter. Have we seen this one before? I'd have to actually have a look at this. And then Skillful Display is a rare. So there's that. Yeah, so let me just actually look through my cards here to see did I get this one or not. That is number 83. No, we didn't. So that's a new one. That's a new rare. We haven't seen that one yet, so that is interesting. +1 level, 2,500 power. If it goes reversed, put the battle opponent at the bottom of your opponent's deck. Okay, so cool. Another way to get rid of a card. So that's nice. So that's 1 pull so far. Again, we're expecting 6 in the box overall. Okay, so what do we got here? Double Rare Katara Saving Aang. So this is new as well. This is the card that works with Spirit Water, which we got in the supply set. That's a double rare. Aang, Iroh, Toph and Aang Earthbending Lessons. I forget, have we got that one yet or not? But we'll look at those in just a second. So, this double rare is all your characters get 1000 power. This is level 3, remember, so that's pretty good. Climax combo. When it attacks, if Spirit Water is in your climax area and the total level of all cards in your level is 4 or higher, which is very doable, put the top card from your clock into your waiting room, and this card gets the following ability until the end of your opponent's next turn. At the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, choose up to 2 of your opponent's characters, and those characters get -1 soul. So it's a on climax heal. So usually these cards are on play heal, but this is on climax heal, so you can do it multiple times, theoretically. And it's lowering your opponent's damage output. So that seems like a nice defensive option. And I'm pretty sure this card we haven't actually seen today yet. So that's another nice pull. But yeah, we move on. So that's 2 of 6 pulls so far. Okay, so we're skipping through a lot of these. Okay, here's our hits here. So Suki Kyoshi Warrior, the super rare version. What do we get here? Zuko and Aang Dancing Dragon, so we've seen that before. And Falling Out as well. So we've seen the Zuko and Aang Dancing Dragon. Yes, unfortunately this is spelled incorrectly, but I love the art. I've always liked this newer piece of art of Suki. This is effectively the Suki Avatar rare, but obviously it's not actually an Avatar rare. But very nice. It was one of the ones I wanted. If I didn't get this was probably one of the ones I was going to buy as a single. So I do like that I have this one here. So very nice card there. And yes, we got that. And final pack on this side. So let's see what we get. Rare Toph Metal Bending. So I think that's actually the 3rd one of them we've got over the course of all these different packs. And we got the Climax Rare Spirit Water. So this is the one that goes with that double rare Katara that we just got. And I think that's is that the 2nd one of them we've got? And now we have the final side of the box. Okay, what do we have here? Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Okay, so there's the normal Suki Kyoshi Warrior. And Frozen in Action again. Okay. But we still haven't seen that one particular Climax rare. It's the Agni Kai, isn't it? We haven't seen the siblings Agni Kai Climax, which goes with the Zuko and the Azula. Speaking of which, we actually haven't seen either of those double rares either. So what have we got in this pack? Common, double rare Zuko Crossroads. So we did get this one before. So this is our first duplicate double rare. There's that. And Zuko T Server. So again, we've seen this one before as a rare. And another Frozen in Action. Next pack. Common, common, uncommon, uncommon. Sokka offering different perspectives and failure to protect. So there is that. And where are we at now? So I have all the different rarities mixed up here a little bit. So how many pulls have we got so far? I think it's 4, isn't it? Yeah, so we've got so far double rare, super rare, double rare. So we're expecting 2 more pulls from the remaining, 5 packs. Okay, so let's go through this. Prankster, library. Oh yeah, this is the rare. So we've seen that one already, but it's nice. There's the siblings Agni Kai, Climax rare. So we finally, that is now all of the Climax cards that we've actually seen. This one, I feel like this might be the go-to, like, big, important, you know, like, best deck, potentially, in Avatar. Just because there's the 2 options to go down the Zuko road, the Azula road, both of them together, perhaps. It's interesting. Next, double rare Tough Blind Bandit. So this is the SP, but this is the normal version of it. So that's what it looks like. So that's nice, a double rare. So one more pull. But we also have a rare here. Zuko on the Run. So yeah, that's the first time we've seen this one as well. And another reunion with the group. So yeah. I think in terms of cards, I think the only card from the entire set I haven't seen is a particular Aang rare that I don't think it's been revealed yet publicly, and I haven't gotten a pack yet. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens. But anyway, next pack. Double rare Toph. So this is I think this was the first double rare we actually got from this set. So I think that's it then, is it, in terms of our pulls? Toph High Society is a rare. We also got that one before. Two more packs. Okay, let's see. Boomy, Judy, Tylee Popular, okay, rare. And we got Energy Bending, again, Climax rare, which is good, because I think that is a deck I probably will build just to see if it works at all. And final pack. Cactus Juice and Invention of Metal Bending. Okay, so this was more of a kind of typical box where we didn't pull, like, you know, anything super crazy. So to highlight what we actually did get, it's just here. So our 6 pulls were Toph Wanted, Toph Blind Bandit, Aang Master of All Elements, Katara Saving Aang, Zuko Crossroads, and then our super rare, our one parallel foil, was Suki Kiyoshi Warrior. So very nice overall. And so yeah, I will end the video now by doing again just a showcase of, I suppose, from this was what, 37 packs, how much of the set overall we actually did get. Okay, so I've gone through all of the cards, and basically I have all but 7 cards from the set. I didn't get 3 double rares and I didn't get 4 rares. The double rares I think is relatively okay, considering like what my pulls were. The rares is a little bit of a weird one where it's like, you know, you get 16 individual ones per box. And it's interesting that I still ended up with 18 out of 22. So that was a bit of a weird one where, like, you know, I happened to, in both boxes, miss out on 4 rares like that. But if we kind of go through kind of like the set, you can sort of see what happened here. I got both yellow double rares. The only rare in yellow, there's only one of them, card number 3, is actually one of the cards I got a chance to reveal. It's like Aang Blending In. I didn't pull that, so that's in yellow. Otherwise, all the rare uncommons, yellow uncommons and commons, got all the yellow climax cards, of course. That's all fine. Green, I actually finished green, so got all green. So the 2 double rares for Toph, all the different rares, and this is probably where I saw the most like overlap in terms of, like, I'm pretty sure I got like a full, in terms of the rares, like a full duplicate set of like all the rares, and I actually have a third kind of batch of some of them. So green fully kind of stocked up, it seems like, for me, including all the different climax cards. Red is actually where I'm missing most of the cards from. So we had the first double rare, card number 48. Don't have card number 49 or 50, and these are 49, I think, is a Zuko for Honor, which is the one that works with the climax combo. It's also the secret rare in the set. That card, you can get it as secret rare. Card 50, I think, is the Azula double rare. So there's 2 of the double rares that I'm actually missing, of 3 that I'm missing. So in this color. Then there is card number 53, which I don't actually know what that card is. That card has not been revealed yet as at the time I'm recording this, and I of course didn't pull it. So I actually have no clue what that card is at all, and I can't overly speculate. I'd like to maybe think it's maybe a Firelord Ozai, because there's only one Firelord card in the set, but they might not just be focusing on him all that much. Might be another Azula, could be another Mei or Ty Lee. Not really sure. It is in rare, so, and Mei and Ty Lee already have one, so I actually don't really know. And then card number 58, which is the level 3 Iroh. I also didn't get that. So that accounts for quite a bit of it. Otherwise, again, got all the red uncommons, commons, and climax cards, as you can see here. In blue, we didn't get the first blue card, card number 77, which is the double rare Sokka, which is actually quite a good card. Otherwise, we got the 2 Katara double rares. And then there's just one card in this. I think it's card number 86. Yeah, the last rare, which is the Katara and Aang card. That kind of is the follow-up card to the yellow Aang and Katara card. That rare I also didn't get. But that is pretty much it in terms of like the normal set, of course. In terms of parallels, of course, I happen to get 3, so 2 super rares and 1 SP, but that's fine. Like, there's 44 of these, and the chance of, like, you know, you'd have the amount of boxes you need to open to get multiple SPs and stuff like that would be like absolutely crazy. But you know, that's fine. And then none of these were sort of like, you know, if I got their normal version, would have added to it. So there's still those 7 cards that I just do not have in my collection at this point. But in general, I would say that is actually like pretty good. Maybe I got like a tad unlucky with the rares, but I still probably would have expected to have maybe 1 or 2 rares I didn't get, just because it's like a set of 22, and I'm pulling like 32, just over 32 of them. I think that the main thing is just like across 37 packs actually here in the box, the fact that I got like, what, 18? It feels like that's a kind of a slightly unfortunate kind of hit rate. But that has been the long opening here. I was really happy to get these cards in hand at last, so I spent some time doing this video on them. So once again, thanks to Bushiroad for reaching out and giving me the card reveals for yellow right at the start of the reveals, and now giving me this product stuff to open. So if you have any questions about the set, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, that has been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.